time. It's happening. It is the greatest day of the year. It's Met Gala Monday. And in these times that are so divisive, Met Gala is about the one thing that unifies us all, that makes us all equal. Tackiness. And no matter how much money you have, you cannot hide tackiness. It's about how our favorite A-listers are really just hillbillies. No matter how rich people are, they cannot escape tackiness. Oh my God. And I love today as somebody who is super judgmental, because it's the one day of the year that I can be judgmental and mean without feeling any bit of remorse or guilt about it. Like, no one cares. No one feels bad. You can say whatever. I love it so much. It's not how April Fool's is the one day you're allowed to cheat on your boyfriend. Met Gala is the one day you can be judgmental without any kind of guilt. It's amazing. It's like the purge for judgmental people. I love it so much. I'm so excited. You're gonna sit up there and judge people when you have 3 broken nails? Yeah, I will. The thing about it is that not only am I judgmental, I'm also a hypocrite. I don't care. I gotta be who I am. I don't care. Very special episode of the show, specifically for the Met Gala. I'm so freaking excited. It's also Cinco de Mayo, so we might make a little drink too, okay? So let's go get ready so we can have a great show, okay? I'm excited to have you guys here. Yay! Get out of my bed now. Get out. Get out. Don't ever get comfortable or get out of my bed again. Alessia, why are you breathing directly above me? You're breathing down and I can feel your breath hitting my face. Can you get off the bed? Why are you even on the bed? Get off! Get off! It's not necessary. Actually, get out of the room. Get out of the room. Wait for me out there. Wait for me until the show's ready. Go out there until the show's ready. We are like super excited that we were invited. It's my first Met Gala ever. So I'm like tweaking out. I just think it's like evidence that if you keep your head down and you work really hard, people will notice. You will get invited to the right rooms. So we have like maybe 30 minutes before the red carpet starts, so we need to hurry up and get there. Yeah, actually, it's so weird, but hair in my mouth. But Alessia actually was able to get us an invite because her cousin works at a fashion house and they had a table and an extra one, so that's super exciting. You know, I talk a lot of junk about Alessia, but when push comes to shove, she really comes through, and that's what matters, and that's why you stick by your people. Alessia, could you pull up the email? Where is it? I'm looking for it on my thing here, and I'm not seeing it. Where are we? You know, you just stick by them, and you give them a chance, and people will really prove to be useful, even if it doesn't seem... Where is it? Is this is it? Alessia, this is not an invite. This is an invite from Vogue telling us that if we want to watch it, we can stream it. Are you kidding me? Why would you? This is a watch party. Why would you? Alessia, oh my God, I swear to you, if I walked by hand and I knocked on every single door in the next 5 counties, I couldn't find a dumber girl. I really could not. Like, this is so embarrassing. Like, just get out. Are we on? All right. 5, 4, 3. Can I have the music, please? I am so excited that you're all here with me. I know this is not our usual routine, but we're having a super duper special episode because today, if you can believe or not, it is Judgmental People's Super Bowl. Today was the Met Gala. Yeah, biggest night in fashion, and more importantly, biggest night if you are a judgmental little prick like me. I'm so excited, and I know you guys are dying and cannot wait until next episode to hear all of my opinions on the Met Gala. So guess what? I'm going to give them all to you tonight. And because this is going to take forever to record and to edit, I'm going to be up all night. I figured we should start our fight with a little bit of espresso. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something about an espresso martini, having a little bit of a buzz, that really unlocks new levels of condescending judgment in you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really makes you really nitpicky. It helps. And that's what we need to be tonight. So I'm going to give you guys a recipe for my espresso martini. So a traditional espresso martini is going to be 2 shots of vodka, 1 shot of espresso, and it's going to be a little bit of simple syrup and then some coffee liqueur. My version of it, though, because I like it a little bit sweeter, I get espresso flavored vodka already. The entire thing, which should be, there's a little bit over 2 ounces. Then I'm going to do some Kahlua, which is a coffee and like rum liqueur. It smells really good. I buy these little bottles because I'm literally never ever going to use this for anything else. So I don't need a big one. And then I'm going to do about like an ounce of that. And then this is my secret is I add salted caramel Baileys instead of regular Baileys. And then this will be my sweetness. So I don't need simple syrup. This is the best thing on earth. It literally tastes like candy. It makes all of your drinks so good. I'm obsessed. So just one shot of that. And that'll be my sweetness. And now we're just gonna take some ice and we're gonna shake her up. Oh, that's not good. So keep shaking until she's nice and frothy, and she smells phenomenal, like delicious. I'm so excited. And then we just give her a nice little thing. And if you have it, you would top it with, oh, that's not enough. Oh, it's not enough. All right, let's make some more. Twice the servings. None for you, Alessia. There we go. That's going to be a very strong drink, but it's going to be delicious and coffee, and it's going to be sweet and yum. And cheers. Amazing. Like literally every time, amazing. No, nothing short of that. Like so good. And just like that, you feel that tingling in your stomach. That's judgment ready to come out. I think we're ready to go judge people. We are ready to judge people. Yay, I'm so excited. Oh, God, I'm going to hell. For sure. For sure. Think about it. It's like, how can I go to heaven when judging people is a sin, and which means there'll be no judging in heaven? I really don't think I could spend an eternity without saying something negative about someone. I don't really think I have that in me. It doesn't sound like a life that appeals to me much. Hi, folks. Welcome to a very special rendition of the Yap session featuring the Met Gala. So we're going to talk about today that just happened tonight. This year's theme was Super Fine, Tailoring Black Style. Black dandyism and its cultural and historical significance, focusing on how Black people have used fashion as a form of resistance and identity expression. A theme that is specifically about self-expression and tailoring things to suit specifically you. And the irony is not lost on me. This is the year that we saw the most repeated looks ever. But before we get into that, I just let you know that the co-chairs for this theme were Colman Domingo, Pharrell, and Lewis Hamilton. Oh, and La Roche. And La Roche has the opportunity to do the funniest thing I think possible, which is to join my Mount Rushmore of wigs, right? So on my personal Mount Rushmore of wigs right now, it is Halle Berry, of course. It is Nicole Kidman. And now if La Roche adds one more of these wigs, which I think he absolutely should, I'm going to add La Roche to it. And there's a fourth spot. You let me know who I should put in the fourth spot. All four of the co-hosts gave us pretty fun looks, except for Pharrell. Pharrell's look was pretty boring, but I will say that I will excuse his look simply because him and Pusha T, to me, by definition, live this theme. Like Pusha T, A$AP Rocky, and Pharrell, to me, are the definition of this theme, or the definition of Black style. They are the definition of having things tailored specifically to your body, right, and of showing up doing one-on-one looks. So therefore, no matter what they wore, it would have been on theme because they are the theme. So I wasn't that mad at Pharrell pulling kind of a boring look because he's like, this party is about me. This play is quite literally about me. I don't have to dress up for it. This is my life. And I think it worked out really perfectly. Lewis Hamilton, this all cream is actually a nice moment. I like the hat. I think the hat really brings it together and gives us a little something. Roche, just the wig is the moment. The wig is the moment. That's just it. Like the wig is the moment. But speaking of La Roche spoke about how he styled over 30 people for this show. I mean, for this party. And I think I can tell because it seems like he didn't have time to work on Zendaya. I have a lot of controversial things to say about Zendaya that were confirmed for me tonight, and I think a lot of you are going to be really upset, but I really don't care. I've never cared about your feelings. Never have, never will. Anyways, Zendaya is not a real fashion girl. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah, oh, boomy. She's not a real fashion girl. And I've thought this for a while now because as of lately, I think with the exception of her last year at the Met Gala, her looks have been very lackluster to me. Like they've left a little something to be desired. And I've thought to myself, I'm like, if anybody outside of what she did with Dune and the metal robot thing, that was different. But I've seen her looks lately, and I've thought to myself, if anybody else did these looks, no one would be blown away. But because she's skated by doing so many great looks, and people expect greatness from her, when she does these kind of plain looks, people lose their mind. They're like, oh, she's so crisp, she's so clean. But I'm like, anybody else that did this, nobody would have blown their mind. But I haven't thought she's a fashion girl for a while because I remember her and La Roche making it very clear that they saw fashion as a tool versus being something that, well, when it came to Zendaya specifically, versus being something they were in love with and were really passionate about, right? And he said that, Zendaya's goal was to be an A-lister, which she now is. And one of the ways they did that was that so that she was always photographed on the red carpets. Like, right, they saw what being a fashion girl does and like having people anticipate and be excited to see you on the red carpet. That translates to fame and other aspects. And I think that was the reason to push and to make sure that she was on top of her game, that, like the carpet shut down when she showed up. And I think that as she's reached that level of fame, she no longer cares about fashion. Like she's reached the level of fame, she's reached the goal that she wanted to. And now it's like fashion's like second, like, oh, whatever. And I think that's reflected to me and like really brought home to me whenever I see any of her street style looks. Like all of her street style looks, they're never ugly, but they're very like low effort, right? Like she's very much goes into the closet, grabs the first thing she sees and puts it on and just walks out the door. And it works well for her, because she's thin. So it gives off my off-duty model. But I think that in comparison to like say like Rihanna street style or a Tessa Thompson street style, or even as far as going someone like maybe I don't know about Kendall Jenner, but somewhere in that line where you're seeing when you see snapshots of them out and about, they're still giving fashion, right? It's still giving a lot of identity. It's still being very intentional. It's still very obvious. Or Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid is an example of that too. Like Bella Hadid, when she is off on her street style, you're still catching her in a look. You can tell that she's trying very hard. You can tell that she took her time picking an outfit. Versus Zendaya, when we see her on the street, it's always very like, I don't know, I just threw this on and just ran out the door. I don't really care what I wear. And I think that translation to me is like, oh, you're not really a fashion girl, because us fashion girls, we care about fashion always, everywhere, no matter where we're going. If we think there might be a camera there, yeah, the outfit needs to give. And it's not to say that she ever looks a mess. She doesn't look a mess, but it's very carefree, careless. I don't care. I could wear whatever. And I think that the way that she showed up to this Met Gala and wearing this outfit that we'll get to in a second, but wearing this particular outfit gives like, I already proved that I could do it and now I don't care anymore. I'm just going to throw on whatever. I really don't care. And a true fashion girl would never show up to the Met with the attitude of, I don't care. Like never, ever, ever in a million years. And I think that's translated with, again, the theme being about self-identity and having things personally tailored to you, and us expecting this big, extravagant, really complicated look from her. And instead she gives us this, which is not a bad look, but then so did this girl, so did this girl, so did this girl, so did this guy, so did this person. So now it's bringing home this idea that it was the white, all white suit, cream suit with the hat, seemed to have been on everyone's mind. Seemed to have been the first thing that everyone thought of and just ran with. And then worse to that all, there's not even the person who did it the best. I would argue Madonna's is great, and Kerry Washington's take on it is, I mean, it's a little bit further off because she did the skirt instead, but really beautiful. Like, yeah, the girls are kind of outdoing you. Even worse, not only did you show up to a party where 6 other people are wearing the same outfit as you, some of them are doing it better. And that is quite embarrassing. Let's see what we've got here. Beige suit and hat. Approved. Let's see what's next. Beige suit and hat. Approved. If I show up to a party and somebody was wearing the same outfit as me, I mind you, me as a regular civilian, if I show up to a party and someone's wearing the same outfit as me, I want to go home. If I show up to the Met and 6 other people are wearing the same version of my outfit, honest to God, I would kill myself. No exaggeration. Absolutely not. I would show up to the Met carpet at 8 o'clock and I would be at home in bed by 8:15. I don't have to be here. I'm not doing this. Like the girls in the bathroom throwing up because of Ozempic would have to get out the way because I need to throw up. I throw up because I'm sick to my stomach. I would get on the mic and cry on the mic. Everyone, you're going to hear me crying over the music. I'm so sorry. Absolutely not. That is embarrassing. So embarrassing. Again, La Roche saying that he worked with over 30 celebrities. I'm saying, oh my God, and the theme specifically being about self-identity and about tailoring things specifically to you. And the fact that we saw so much repetition on that red carpet is really embarrassing. And I think it proves that fashion needs to stop gatekeeping so hard and let new people into the game. Like you need fresh faces, because the amount of pinstripe that we saw, Holy moly. Like, who would have thought this theme and immediately thought pinstripe? That is embarrassing. Like, the amount of pinstripe everywhere we went. And mind you, I am of belief all the time, especially when it comes to women's dressing, that they don't use stripes enough. But this was overwhelming. I was practically dizzy. Like, oh my God. It was so bad. There was so much of it. It looked like static lines on the TV. Like, why is every single person wearing pinstripe? Jesus Christ, there's no way that you people could not think of anything else. The irony is not lost on me that tonight when someone was being interviewed, they said that Black dandyism is not about assimilation. It is about subversion. And then the amount of looks that we saw that were so similar to the point where it was almost a uniform because everyone's wearing the same exact thing. Yikes, yikes, yikes. I mean, you had millions of dollars and all the time in the world, so this is not at all embarrassing for you. Yikes, I would throw up. Yikes. Also, the unofficial theme every single year reoccurs this year as well, which is that it's tacky. Yeah, and it's like it's a wonderful reminder that money does not buy style or taste, and that yeah, it's expensive, but this looks tacky. This is very, very tacky. Mary J. Blige. The crazy thing about this look is I usually hate all of her looks, and this look is to me is so close to being good. It is the jewelry that is sending me out the window. Like the hat and the jacket. I wish jacket was longer, but the hat and the jacket, all of that great. These earrings, these earrings and then hitting the necklaces is so distracting and it's so ugly. It's beauty store jewelry. Like it is tacky. But she's not the only one. Let's go down the list. There's a bunch of them. I don't know what everyone's obsession with not wearing pants was. Like, this is the fanciest party of the year. You can't be bothered to put on bottoms. I cannot understand it. Sabrina Carpenter, I love her to death. You guys know I love her. I hate this outfit so much. The thing I like about it is the color. But besides that, this looks like something you would have worn on stage to perform. So why would you also wear it on the Met Ball? And the thing about it is that Sabrina Carpenter had one of the biggest years last year. So this moment should have been reflective of how big her year was. Her dress should have been massive. This look should have been over the top. It should have went above and beyond to reflect how big of a year she's had. And instead, wearing this where you look like what Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman. What do you call that? What do you call the person who Hugh Jackman played? Oh, the ringleader of the circus. That's what you look like. This is a ridiculous look. And unfortunately, she was not the only one. Pharrell's wife did it. A few of the other girls did this no pant look too. And it's just like, you had a year and some change to think of an outfit and you couldn't be bothered to put on pants. The fanciest day of the year and you couldn't be bothered to put on pants. I really just I can't understand it. And I think the unofficial rule of the Met Gala is instead of going simple, you go over the top. So you look at whatever you have on, it's like, should I do more fabric? Yes, do more fabric. Please do more. But this is not the time to be minimalistic. It's not time to be minimal. Let's add some more on top of that. So because of that, all of these girls with no pants on and just stockings is a very, 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 very tacky. And worse than that, the fact it's not worse is the fact that you did it, but even worse than that is that like 5 of you did it. That's embarrassing. Again, you should be embarrassed. This is extremely tacky. This is extremely gutter. This is extremely trailer trash. You all look a ghetto mess, okay? Sierra saw that Future was on the guest list, and she was like, you know what? Let me show him that I'm the girl he likes. I still get nasty the way before I asked him for his child support because this is obviously she was trying to appeal to Future because this is ghetto. This is very ghetto. It's very ugly, and Sierra hardly ever misses on the red carpet, but this is such a big miss to me. It looks so cheap. It's ghetto. The ghetto is the only word. It's tacky. It's very tacky, man. Doja Cat also did a pantless look, and out of all the pantless looks, Doja Cat is the one that I hate the least. She's giving me an example of a problem that Miguel has a lot, which is that a lot of these looks in movement when you're watching the red carpet, you're watching the show, look really great when they're moving, but don't photograph that well. And to me, this example, like this look in photographs is really ugly, but when she's moving, it's actually pretty interesting. I think pretty cool. I still, like everybody else, I wish you had pants on. I wish you had a dress on. I wish there was a bottom to it. But I like the idea. I like that she's one of the only like 2 or 3 people that mix animal print in. I'm really surprised. Like black animal print is very popular amongst black people and historically. So I'm really surprised we didn't see more animal print. So her mixing the animal print to me was a really cool look. Again, I wish there was a bottom to it. I wish there was a skirt to it. Dua Lipa is another example. Like Dua Lipa, when I see photographs of it, I'm very underwhelmed. But when she was rocking the red carpet and she's like taking off the layers, it looks really pretty. This is a moment that 100% looks better in motion than it does in photographs. And it's because there's a lot of different fabrics and materials working against each other. And when she's standing perfectly still, it doesn't really work. But when she's in movement, it's cool. It has a lot of texture. It has a lot of layers to it. It looks really cool. But just did not photograph well. Jeremy Pope's look is another look like that. I listened to his interview and he explained it about being essentially thinking that black people are the canvas, right? And the beginning of creation. And so he wanted to make sure that his look embodied kind of the raw materials in the place where you really start, which I think is a cool concept and plays really well into the theme. And I just feel like I wish she would have committed to it and not just top and also did the bottom of him being like a sketch, this what I don't know what you call that, the canvas where you sketch on like when you're first starting to make a dress, and him being that. I wish you would have did it from top to bottom instead of just top. But even then, when he's in movement in video, this looks really good. It just doesn't photograph very well. It's another example. There's a lot of them. That's a problem with the Met. It's like you have to think about something that's on theme and that looks great in movement because it looks super cool moving, but it also has to look really cool standing still. And a lot of these things do not. Surprisingly enough, to me, in my personal opinion, some of the best looks of the night came from the men. I think the men really brought it this year. I think maybe because it was a simple theme that kind of appealed to them anyways, but like the men came out with some of the coolest and more original looks from this year. So Chance the Rapper's look I like a lot. I wish it was suited differently. Like I wish it was tailored a little bit differently, ironically enough. On theme. I wish it was tailored a little bit differently, but I do like it. And I like that. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but it reminds me a lot of Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. And I wish she had all he's missing is like the little fur shawl for scarf thing, right? But besides that, I like this look a lot. I just wish that the jacket was tailored a little bit differently to be like a little bit tighter and a little bit more form fitting. Then we had all the really fine men. Who cares what they were wearing? They're fine. Like who cares? They were fine. And then we also have here Edges. I'm sorry, Damson Idris, and he showed up wearing a race car suit, right? And has a new movie coming out with Brad Pitt where he's a racer, and I'm assuming that Apple must have paid for him to go to this event, and they used it as promo anyways. And or even not, or he volunteered to, and I can't blame him because he probably has a lot riding on this movie. This is his first big role since Snowfall, and it's his moment to prove that he can actually be an actor, or if not, he's back to whatever tea and crumpets he came from in England, right? And he has something to prove. It sucks that he chose this movie. This is a separate conversation, but I'll bring it up anyways. I got time to take on a tangent. It sucks that he chose this moment. This movie's going straight to streaming on Apple TV with Brad Pitt, which the same thing happened to Wolves, and Wolves Brad Pitt kind of got lost in the sauce, and he is co-starring this with him, which would usually be a huge moment. Do I think this film specifically will be a huge moment? I'm not sure about that, but for Damson Idris' sake, it needs to be. Brad Pitt can have 6 or 7 or 8 more flops than him. He's perfectly fine. Damson Idris, on the other hand, though, seems to have put all his eggs in this basket of this particular film. And I mean, I'm gonna watch it, obviously, but the film itself is not ringing any bells. So again, I can understand why he feels personally invested and would go above and beyond to show up to the Met, essentially promoting that film. Then he takes the hat off and the helmet off, and he also rips the thing away, and there's a suit underneath. I like the drama of it. I don't like either outfit specifically by themselves, but I do like the drama of it. I think there is a world in where this concept of mixing race cars with also history and being a little bit more on theme could have been meshed well a little bit better, right? Like I don't think that it lands particularly, but I like the drama of it. I like someone who shows up and is not afraid to queen out, not afraid to be like, all right, let's put on a show for the people. I like that a lot. I don't really like the outfit, but I like that a lot. Then we have Stefan Diggs, a man who is having his way with the rap IG girls. Like I went through his roster, his resume. I said, oh, whoa, there ain't a BBL you haven't hit. That's crazy. But he is currently dating Cardi B, which is what I want to talk about more importantly than his outfit, which I don't mind. But he is proven to be an A-lister. The fact that he's already, in my personal opinion, I don't keep up with sports, but I do keep up with A-listers, and him already being invited to the Met as an athlete when I would argue he's been famous for like 10 months, like really famous for like 10 months, already being invited. It says good signs for him, but I would argue that a little bit of that probably has to do with Cardi B, but that's between me and you. Cardi B is the person who I look the most forward to show up to the Met Gala. I love her to death. You guys know I'm very emotional when it comes to her. I love her. That's my cousin. Like we're both Dominican. That's my cousin. Like you don't get it. Dominicans and Libras. It's really my cousin. So I was excited to see her look, and I was very, very underwhelmed. Like it's not ugly, but for the Met, like if had she worn this look on any other red carpet, I would be like, oh, I'll tend to give her 10s. Like she ate that. But I think she set the bar for herself so high by having gone above and beyond every other year. This one feels lazy, which feels on par with a lot of people's looks. A lot of these looks, I feel like maybe the theme was a little bit too simple this year. So a lot of people were like, last minute we'll post them together, and that's what a lot of these looks feel like. And it just feels like, I mean, like again, fine, but I feel like if the look would have worked on any other red carpet, then it's not enough for the Met Gala. And that's how I feel about this look in particular. Like I think it would have been great at the Grammys. It would have been great anywhere else. I just don't think that on the Met, it's nothing to write home about. And it's not lost on me. This is the first year ever she brings her boyfriend or her man, her significant other, because I don't think Offset used to go with her. I think she used to go by herself. But this is the first year she brings him, and she suddenly waters down her looks and is wearing her most simple and most plain look ever. Hmm. That irony is not lost on me. Too many fashion girls are lost to men. Like, you don't get it. Like, you don't get how heartbreaking it is to see a girl who goes above and beyond, who's so extra, who does everything, does the most for the sake of fashion, right? Is willing to go above and beyond. And suddenly she gets a boyfriend and she starts dressing plain. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. And I fear that's maybe what was happening here, because the first year her boyfriend comes to the Met Gala and all of a sudden she's wearing a very ordinary thing. And it's like, girl, I do like that it matched the bushes. I don't know if that was her intention. I do like it matches bushes, but just overall, like, I was like, I stayed up waiting for you. Like, I stayed up waiting for you, and this is what you pulled. Like, it feels very disrespectful to me. Oh, I just remembered another co-chair of this year's party, this year's Met, was Doechii, which is very exciting. Something happened like this happening to her so early in her career. Well, not so early in her career, but first year blew up, first year co-chair of the Met, which is very cool and speaks to how she's moved fashion in this time and used fashion as a way to get ahead. Her look was very underwhelming to me. Like, I just very bored with it. I expected her to go above and beyond, to be extra, to be over the top. I feel like if you're co-chairing, you have to go above and beyond. And this feels very lazy to me. I just wish, again, it's me, very weird about people going casual on the bottom. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. So I like this pattern that she has on her pants, and I wish it was a dress that was like a jumper, kind of similar to what Cardi B did last year. Was it last year for Carl's year? I don't remember what year that was. Actually, the year before, but similar to that, with the same jacket, the same tie, but I just wish that they would have used that second pattern and kind of went down and made it into a ball gown or something, just a little bit, something to give us just a little bit more, because this to me is no different than any look that she's ever done on this red carpet. But this leads me to my next point, which is I was extremely disappointed with, while the theme specifically wasn't about black men specifically. I think a lot of people, because of this, we saw so many suits, so many hats, so many canes. Most people leaned into black men's fashion specifically, right? And about, because we heard the word tailored, and we think tailored, we think of black men, right? I mean, like, of suits. So we went into the male, and I was heartbroken that no one did drag. Like, Doechii, I was expecting it from her because Doechii's already done it on the cover of a magazine before, and I think it was beautiful, it was excellent. But Chaperone was also in attendance too, and someone who is very vocal about how much she loves drag, about the LGBTQ community. This would have been a great moment for her to go on and do drag, and she did it, and I was really surprised by that. Doja Cat is another person who I think could have done it and been great, and didn't do it either. And it's just like, the girls want Lady Gaga's spot so badly, but everybody's too scared to be Lady Gaga. Go above and beyond. Go. This is why Lady Gaga is the person bringing in 2 million people at her concerts, because only she is brave enough to go above and beyond. The girls are playing it safe, and I don't like that at all. And this theme, and tonight specifically, would have been the perfect moment to go full drag and be masculine and lean into that. Speaking of leaning into that and being masculine, I'm so frustrated. I am so frustrated. I have said this time and time again, when it comes to certain, very specifically black women, but when it comes to certain people, you think that appeasing and appealing to your haters is going to get them to change their mind about you. When you don't understand that what they don't like about you is not anything that you do and they say, not about the way you dress and the way you talk and things that you do. It is that they hate who you are. They hate your identity. They hate what you represent. And this is very specific when it comes to black women, right? And I think I say when it comes to Beyonce, like when Beyonce did her Renaissance tour and she did the first opening act, 30 minutes, whatever, is her singing to prove to people that she could sing. It's like, why are you proving it to them? No matter what you say, people have their mindset on not liking you. So you're doing this whole 30-minute run. They're going to find another thing to nitpick at. You cannot please them. So you should not be making moves in a way, as a way to appease them, right? Same exact thing here with Megan Thee Stallion, Alicia Keys, and Serena Williams, right? The three of them have gotten accusations from people of being too masculine, too manly, right? They don't understand those insults come from transphobia, right? It's people being transphobic, it's misogynist, people just hating black women in general. And there is no fancy dress that you can put on. There is no amount of glitter. There is no amount of nothing that you can put on that will make them be like, oh yeah, you're right. She is so feminine, right? There's never, because they don't hate you personally. They hate your identity, and you're never going to change their mind. So making choices to solely appease them is silly. Megan, this was the perfect moment for you to bring out Tina Snow. I've said it from the beginning. I don't understand why Megan doesn't lean more into masculine dressing. Like, I think she looks the best when she is wearing baggy clothes. I think she looks the best when she is wearing stuff that's kind of manly. And this was a moment for her to show up in a suit and really lean into the whole Tina Snow. And she didn't. And instead she went for a full ball gown with the fur and very glittery. And it was not, in my personal opinion, not at all on theme. And she wore that instead because she wants to be looked at as feminine and dainty. And the thing about it is that people who are fans of you, people who have paid even an ounce of attention to you, will say that you are by definition. If I open a textbook, it would say a picture of you next to the word feminine. You are so feminine. We all see you as that. The people who don't see you as that is because they hate you because of your identity. And there is no sparkling dress that you're going to put on that's going to change their mind. So at the very minimum, all you are doing is throwing away perfect opportunities to be fashionable. You could have had a fashion moment. You could have been great. It could have been delicious. It could have been jaw dropping. And instead, you gave us this very boring look. Don't get me wrong. I love the hair. The hair doesn't eat. The hair eats. The rest of it, though, boring, throwaway, could live without it. Anyone else on that red carpet could have did the same exact thing. And because you are playing it safe. Same thing with Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys, the accusations of her being a lesbian are never going to go away. You know what? I'm not a hater, but I will say I do be on that side being like, you know what? They do got a point. But anyways, and her husband doing this kind of matching look that here is ugly. But in a world where they reversed and he wore the off the shoulder, right? And then she wears the suit and the do rag instead. But also, her headpiece is ridiculous. It doesn't on theme at all. I don't know why you did that. Come on, Jennifer Lopez, give it a rest. Get rid of the headpiece. But yeah, where they switched reverse roles, now that's something interesting. Now that's something worth looking at. Now we can have a conversation about something that's worth it. Serena Williams, another one. Again, you had a perfect opportunity to put on a suit, and you didn't because the accusations that you're too masculine, that you're too manly already. You were trying to fight against it, and instead you wore this dress instead. And this dress is very boring. Her coat, though, the shawl, whatever that is, thing is very cute. That's great. But a suit in this color with that same shawl would have the trick. But instead, you're trying to appease the haters. And I promise you, did not change no three of you did not change anyone's minds. So the least you could have did was had an interesting fashion moment because we were going to talk about you anyways. At the very least, you could show up giving us an interesting fashion moment. Hailey Bieber was able to get a babysitter for her husband, and she came out tonight and she's at the Met Gala. And my favorite thing about Hailey Bieber is that she is genuinely fashion and beauty's Taylor Swift. Hailey Bieber is fashion and beauty's Taylor Swift. And what I mean by that is that she is so plain. If she was any more plain, she'd be see-through. She'd be transparent, right? And everyone's obsession with her is the fact that every look she does, every makeup look she does, everything is so attainable to you. That's why you like her. That's why white people go crazy for her. It is because every single thing that she does, you're like, I could do that. I could do that in my sleep. Easy peasy. She is very much attainable beauty goals. She's obtainable health goals. She's obtainable everything. Everything about her is girl next door, not in a complimentary way, girl next door in a way that's like, I think, you ever see somebody and you think to yourself like, I could probably take her in a fight. That's how every single white girl on earth feels about Hailey Bieber in every single circumstance. Like, I could probably outdress her. I could probably do and make it better than her. Yeah. And that makes people feel better about it. And that's the reason why you all champion behind her. Because per usual, her hair, underwhelming. Her fashion, underwhelming. She is forgettable. She is, by definition, under the name Hailey is the word forgettable. Because that's what she is. She is very unmemorable. That is a plain, boring girl. And good for her, I guess, for getting as far as in life as she has with as plain as she is. She reminds me of Anne from Arrested Development. Like, good for her, I guess. The Kardashians show up, and we're going to do them all together in a bunch. I will say the Kardashians and Ashley Graham were one of the few people who I saw do gray, and I was surprised we didn't see more gray. Gray being essential, especially this particular gray with this wool being attached to office wear and kind of menswear. I'm surprised we didn't see more people do it. Ashley Graham and Kendall Jenner's looks are exactly the same. Per usual, Kendall Jenner's entire outfit is, oh my God, I'm skinny. Oh my God, I'm skinny. Oh my God, I'm skinny. Oh my God, I haven't eaten months. Oh my God, I'm skinny. Oh my God, look at me. I'm skinny. Oh, how skinny am I? No one in this entire world is skinnier than me. I'm skinny. I'm skinny. Okay, girl, heard you. Go eat something. I bet you she would be an entirely different person if she finally ate something. People who talk about Kendall Jenner not having a personality, how can she have the energy to have a personality? She hasn't had food in months. Like, where would the energy to get a personality come from? Like, she's hungry, okay? But the Kardashians in general, all three of them are in this year specifically. I mean, not this year specifically. This party specifically always reminds me of that one of the main reasons why the Kardashians will never contribute anything worthwhile to art is because their number one priority in life is looking desirable. There is nothing in this world they care about more than being desirable to people. Is making sure that they look thin, that they look thin, that they look voluptuous, that their curves look right, like their butt looks big, that their boobs are sitting up right. That's all they care about more than anything else in the entire world. And they would never in a million years wear something that looks flattering, do something that's unflattering to them, right? Like, they need to make sure that they look desirable and sexually appealing to people at all points in times. And that is what's holding them back from ever giving us fashion, right? It's like, it doesn't matter that you have access to all the best fashion designers in the entire world. It does not matter that you have access to the best stylists in the entire world. It doesn't matter that you have all the access to the money in the entire world. You are never going to get fashion because you are too afraid and too worried about, does my butt look big in this? Does my butt look big in this? Are my boobs sitting up right? Does my stomach look flat? Do I look skinny in this? That's all you ever care about. And therefore the looks become repetitive and it becomes boring. And here we are again with these looks that are so boring. And I would argue that you wear skin tight stuff and form fitting stuff so often that again, it is borderline on, not even borderline, above and beyond tacky. Tacky. It is tacky. Kardashians are a great example of how money can't buy class because if they did not have money, this is by far, without definition, a very much low income family. Like trailer trash white people for sure, for sure. Speaking of trailer trash white people, Miley Cyrus and her family, same thing. Miley Cyrus, this look to me is not on theme at all, but I like it. I like it because again, one of the parts of the themes is about being individual. I would argue that this is very specific to her, right? Like she has a specific theme and thing going on around herself, and then she sticks to it. And I guess, like, I mean, again, it works for the sake of the theme being about individualism. And this look is not a look I would expect from anyone else. So because of that, I'll let her have it. I do wish that the crop top underneath it was like open and it was like a crop top button up and then a tie, a little mini tie as well. Because then I feel like then I would be kind of be on theme. But besides that, I like it. I don't particularly like this hair on her. I wish she would stick to the blonde on the bottom and like dark brown on top. I think that should be her signature hair. That's so beautiful. She should stick to it. But this is nice. I was really shocked to see that not a single white person showed up in cornrows. I was really surprised about that. Like no one had braids. Like, all right, okay, all right, good for you guys. Only the appropriate people who should have braids have braids. I'm surprised by that. There were a lot of people who just wore plain black dresses, and I'm cracking up because I know they were like, if you don't want me to be racist, we're just gonna go plain black because this is my only two options. If I can be on theme and I can be racist, or I can just show up in a plain black dress. I can't give you both. I can't. This is like my only other options. Okay, so a lot of people showed up in just plain black dresses, which is like lazy. The irony was not lost on me though, how many people who were asked about the theme and how the theme inspired them specifically and like avoided mentioning black people, which is ironic. And not even ironic, it's just weird as hell because this should be the easiest interview you do all year. They ask you this, you only get asked three questions. So you only have like 1 minute on the mic. And they ask you the same three questions. Number one is going to be about one fun question, like what did you eat before you got here? Or how hard was it getting dressed? Or what are you most excited about during the night? That was one. Number two is going to be about who you're wearing, right? And then number three is always going to be about how you interpreted the theme. The same three questions every single year. It's all you ever get asked. So the fact that you and your PR team didn't sit down and think of an appropriate answer to the question, hey, how did you interpret the theme specifically being black culture and how black people use fashion, you guys can think of a single answer for that beforehand, even though you had months to think of an answer, is insane to me. But the fact that we saw so much of like, well, we just tried to take the theme and do the best that we could with the theme, and we tried to bring the theme to life, and we feel like we were able to bring the theme with this, and just saying the theme over again, as if saying black people and saying black culture is like a curse word was hilarious. Like a lot of acrobatics were done to avoid talking about black people. Ironically enough, on a night that is specifically about black culture and black fashion. Yeah, yikes, yikes, yikes. It's like an ongoing theme for today is yikes. And just as the red carpet is closing, oh my God, I'm about to end this video. Breaking news, Rihanna is pregnant again. Yay! I love that so much. And not at all relevant, but this video is sponsored to you by Plan B. Rihanna getting pregnant is so funny, and her being pregnant is so funny. It sounds so ridiculous to us because, in theory, like 3 kids is really not that many kids, but like 3 pregnancies, you're dragging it. Like, do something else. Like, you guys ever heard of a board game? You ever heard of Monopoly? Monopoly, that's hours of fun. You and ASAP ever try doing that instead? Like, do you ever get off your back? I just really like enough is enough. Like, you proved your point. Like, 3 kids in the span of 5 years is insanity. Like, please. But there's something about celebrity pregnancies that they feel so long. It feels like you're in. And you know what? Since we hear too much about them in our face so much, and it's like every single time you pop out, you're pregnant. So that's why it feels like it's so much. It feels like her eighth pregnancy. I swear to you. I'm just like, I don't know. You gotta be pregnant in secret. Next pregnancy, just keep it a secret until after the baby comes out because I've had enough hearing about it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care enough. Fashion wise, her outfit is fun. It's very Rihanna. I will say I'm not blown away by it. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's been a while since before she had her first baby. Since Rihanna has done something fashion wise that's really impressed me. I think her body has just changed a lot because she's had kids, and I don't think that she's really found, like a good nook to bring back her being her full figure, like fashion self, right? Like her body's changing, and I don't think she's found the right mix of it, of how to make fashion work the way that she used to before. I think a lot of her confidence was in her knowing herself very well, and I think that she's changed a lot because of kids. So because of that, fashion wise, in my personal opinion, it's been a lot of misses to me. It's like, this is a better moment for her, but this is not a moment that's blowing me away. A moment that I'm gonna like lose sleep over. Her closing out the red carpet, I think it's just because she had the dramatics of her pregnancy pregnancy. If she was wearing the same exact outfit and she wasn't pregnant, I'd be like, yeah, there was no reason for you to close the red carpet out. Ending this video with some of my favorite looks tonight. I will say overall, I was kind of underwhelmed. Again, I think I just like the men better. I think this year the men just gave me more than the women did. But here is a quick little slideshow of all the looks that I like tonight. Um, this is a great moment. I hate her hair, but besides that, she looks really beautiful. This is a great moment for her in general. Again, this kind of styling specifically, she should take off of the Met Gala and bring it back to her regular red carpet. Not to say too much on her, but yeah, some of the moments were over the top. Tracy Ellis Ross, this is a look that I absolutely hate, and I hate it in the best way possible. Like I think it's so ugly, but I love it. I love that she went above and beyond. I love that she did too much. I do. I like that she played into the theme and was like, all right, this is a theme party. We're gonna go above and beyond. And I think it's fun. I like that it's unlike anything else that we've ever seen on that we saw on the red carpet tonight with so many people being repetitive. I like how specific this is to her personality in general. Diana Ross shutting down the red carpet. While I personally didn't like really care, the look itself didn't blow me away. I do like how over the top and dramatic it is, and it did make me sad because it made me realize that I don't think Beyonce is coming back to the Met Gala until after she retires. I think we will officially know that Beyonce retired when she comes to the Met Gala and she does what Diana Ross just did and shuts it down because everyone is so shocked that she's there because she hardly ever leaves her house. I think that's what's going to happen when Beyonce retires. I think the first signs that Beyonce has retired is going to be her return to the Met Gala, but that's just my personal opinion. But I love a diva. I love a diva who's not afraid to go above and beyond and do too much. And I think that more of the girls should follow suit. I think that Tyla and some of the other people, again, these are repetitive. They feel overdone, too much. Overdone. Repetitive was the theme for tonight. Let's do it over and over again. Brian Tyree Henry is my favorite look of the night. Oh, I just love everything about this. I love the pattern mixing with the stripes. I love the fact that it's all falling off his shoulder. It's elegant, it's extravagant, it's over the top, it's doing too much. This might actually be my favorite look of the night, honestly, if I'm being honest with you. I like somebody who does too much. I really do. ASAP Rocky, to me, this is a very clean look. I love this a lot. He said he designed it himself. I think it's super cool. I like the idea of taking a very specific moment. He's taking it, making a rainy day, essentially with a rain jacket. It happened to already be raining outside, so it worked out really well for him. But a rain jacket, having the umbrella be part of the outfit, he's capturing a very specific moment. I think it works really, really well. And I think that ASAP Rocky has a big future for himself in fashion. And yes, he's always obviously been fashion forward, but I think I see him going down lines of Pharrell and having his own fashion line. I think he'd be great at it. He has a lot of vision, and I think that this outfit specifically is proof that he could bring it to life and he could pull it together. I'm out of breath, I'm hungry, and I'm ready for a buzz. So that's all I have for you guys today. Okay, I hope this was really fun. This is my favorite of the year. I'm so sad that we only get to do it once a year. But let me comment, let me know which looks you like the best and which ones blew you away. If you were underwhelmed the way I was for the most part, just majority underwhelmed. But I did like, I will say that, I'll give people that. I did like that a lot of people were on theme or at least attempting to be on theme. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people put in a lot of good effort to attempt to be on theme. So I'll give them that. It sucks that it ended up being so repetitive. But this is still the funnest night in fashion of the year. I'm so excited about it, and I cannot wait until the day where I'm actually invited. And at least I didn't get the paper wrong. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everybody.